We know here in this time, in 2014, that this is wrong. So for them to continue doing this without justification is a serious, serious violation of the times that we are living in. Other than the last one, the previous attorney generals came out and put an open letter into the public saying these prohibitions are failed, they cannot possibly work, and we're harming people. We are harming people, and here's the best example of it. They are scaring the clients of this particular dispensary. They're threatening the financial livelihood and the families of the people that are running this dispensary, and they're scaring every dispensary and all of their clients with what they're doing here, and they need to speak up about what they're doing or stop it. In fact, just stop it.
Okay, welcome back to another edition of Cannabis in Canada with Jason Wilcox. We're here in British Columbia, Vancouver. Once again, a third club has been raided now in Vancouver. We're going to go inside and talk with the owner of Budzilla and get his opinion on what's going on. Of course, due to legalities and everything else, it's going to be very broad in what we talk about. I as well will talk about some things inside that I see similarities in other raids that have happened already. And in this case, no charges have been laid yet. They simply seized all the products in the store. Let's go find out more about what's going on inside. Okay, welcome back. I'm here with Reg, once again the owner. Now we're on the other side of Budzilla, not the side of the club where the new Vapor Lounge is going to continue, as I understand it, right, Reg?
Yeah, we're not stopping. We're expanding, actually double the size. We're opening up this Vapor Lounge with a dabs bar and also a juice bar. Juices has been phenomenal for us, so we're pushing that way. The patients love it. Of course, it's meant for the patients, and we're going to have a lot of fun in here.
Absolutely, and again, once again, providing a safe place where patients can come together and talk about the different strains for different pains with like-minded people and not have to fear persecution or raids. So hopefully they leave this facility alone and allow Budzilla to continue doing the good work that they do for the community and the other clubs that are out in Vancouver that are doing that. There needs to be a systematic understanding of what people are doing, but at the same time, incorporated nonprofit, I think we need to find where the boundaries are, and I'm not sure where that is, but I do appreciate your stance, brother.
Thanks very much, Jason. I appreciate you guys. What we're doing here is for the right reasons. We got to remember that it's for the patients, and we're going to keep on doing this. 100%, we're not backing down. Supreme Court, if we need to, let's do it.
Absolutely, and Reg is lawyered up, so he is very prepared, and I'm happy to say that we're here to cover that because he's prepared to take a stand and not just run away and shut down, but rather stand up and maintain a stance for medical patients and allow the courts, if need be, decide the constitutionality of some of these sorts of actions, because I feel sorry for the patients that relied on this facility for medicine, who now for the past few days either had to go somewhere else or may have had to rely on a corner street drug dealer and simply not get the medicine that they're used to, such as Phoenix Tears, which the average corner street drug dealer doesn't have in their apartment.
You're right, Jason. I mean, when you go to your average drug dealer, you don't really have that much of knowledge behind the strains. You don't have the reliable results of getting the strains tested. You don't even know if there's mold, mildew, you know, somebody could even spray poisons on there for that matter. You just don't know. In this cabinet here, we generally have non-psychoactive products. So you got CBD infusions, you've got everything from honey and CBD, you've got some oils, which you can rub on topically. Different types of CBD products like pills. CBD, for those that don't know it, is non-psychoactive. So this isn't really necessarily even about getting high, it's about treating different types of conditions with the right chemicals. And that's what we tried to do here, of course, until they confiscated everything. We offer, I'm not gonna lie to you, psychoactive plants and materials, but when it comes to, you know, somebody that's dying of AIDS, I don't see what's so wrong with having a bit of euphoria, to tell you honestly. So usually we have different types of strains. We have Phoenix Tears, which we treat cancer with. We treat, you know, over about 400 different conditions with different types of chemicals. We isolate CBD, CBN, CBG, CBC, and of course we all get this tested. It's done through another compassion club, and if there's any doubts on that, then we get it backed up by the BC Cancer Association. We have concentrates as well, which we focus a lot on. We believe that there's a lot of medicinal values in the concentrates, which is mainly what we do for the kinds of things where you would treat people that have severe conditions with. On the lighter side, we have flowers, and of course everybody knows about our edibles. We infuse edibles with different types of chemicals. We get way down into the science with it, which is why we're in a lot of other clubs. We do specifically orders that contain CBD, so again, non-psychoactive cookies, which help treat a lot of inflammation issues and epilepsy issues. So it's here for us, it's important to note that we're taking it to a scientific level. It's not just, hey, there's weed here available for just about anybody. That's not at all what we do. So I just wanted to clear up that misconception as well. On September 2nd, I was standing pretty much where you are. They walked in at 9 a.m. Of course, they had to walk in when there's not many customers because they get shamed by the customers who have their medicinal papers, prescriptions by medical doctors. And so they have a right to be here, you know. They came in, they were fairly courteous. They arrested me almost immediately. They recommended charges to the Crown for 2 charges of trafficking. Some officers I sold to, which I didn't know, obviously. And the possession for purpose of trafficking of the products that were under the counter here. They put me in handcuffs. They, of course, had to parade me out in front of the public to make sure that everybody knew that I was being detained. And of course, after being thoroughly humiliated, I was put into the paddy wagon and then brought over to the police station where they processed me. That's what happened. I just wanted to say before my statement that don't believe the hype. There's a lot of things in the media that are said right now that are not right, that are not true. And clearly if you came here, you would see that those aren't true. We are not any other club. We are distinctively Budzilla. And to generally even associate us with other clubs is not fair, because in a sense, it's slandering us, it's taking business away from us, and just so everybody knows, we've been operating as a non-profit. So taking that business away doesn't mean dollars away from us. It means being able to treat other people, right? What happens when a club is shut down is real medicine that is not being able to be accessed. You know, it's not punishing us. We're not even making money from this. So, really, in the end, it's about the patient. And more importantly, when it comes to the Phoenix tiers, that's a specialized, individualized treatment for cancer patients. And you will not be able to get that at your neighborhood drug dealer's place.
And that's just it. It's about medical patients. So once again, Reg, thanks for coming on the Cannabis in Canada show. We support you, brother. Stay tuned for follow-ups, because we're definitely going to be coming back and talking with Reg more as this proceeds both in the courts and this Vapor Lounge manifests and comes up for patients here in Vancouver. Once again, thanks for coming on the show. There's a lot of people showing up because of their distaste for what's going on. You know, people check out the Vancouver, Police Department's Facebook page. Apparently that's active. Check out what's going on social media.
Corey Peterson here. This just isn't right. It doesn't sit right with me that they came in one day after they asked for compliance. It's just not fair. When there's absolutely no framework in place, it just bothers me that it seems VPD is making policy. And I don't like a frontline attack on something that's a non-emergency issue. And there's so much help in this town for safe or harm reduction when it comes to other drugs. And I just don't understand why they're wasting their money and causing harm to patients with this. It just doesn't make a lot of sense to be putting so much resources into one area of harm reduction, yet turning around and creating harm in another sense.
It's another outrageous action by the Vancouver Police Department. What the hell are they doing here? They need to justify this, and there's no justification for it. This place has not got any accusation against it that there's somebody been harmed in any significant way, and that's the only reason that we put our precious tax dollars into having police amongst us, is to protect people from being harmed. And when they're not doing that job and they're doing this job, then they're in dereliction of their duty. They're in violation of what we put them there for. I mean, they're coming up with excuses like, possible sale to minors or not properly packaged so that kids might get it. I want to see the victims before we put a police force onto something. I want to see a reason why we've got a group of police officers assembled at our cost to go and figure out where the damage started, why this child was harmed in this significant way, and I want to see the victim and know all about it, because there's no justification for this in this day and age. Right now, we know here in this time, in 2014, that this is wrong. So for them to continue doing this without justification is a serious, serious violation of the times that we are living in. Other than the last one, the previous attorney generals came out and put an open letter into the public saying these prohibitions are failed, they cannot possibly work, and we're harming people. We are harming people, and here's the best example of it. They are scaring the clients of this particular dispensary. They're threatening the financial livelihood and the families of the people that are running this dispensary, and they're scaring every dispensary and all of their clients with what they're doing here, and they need to speak up about what they're doing or stop it. In fact, just stop it. Speak up fine, and we'll answer all of those accusations. There's far more children being harmed by poisons under the kitchen sink, alcohol, and toxic pharmaceuticals. They have no problem putting young kids with serious medical issues on seriously toxic pharmaceuticals, and yet when there's no problems, no track records, no evidence that the kids that are being helped very seriously by cannabis and that they are being harmed in any way. So this needs to stop. If they keep doing it, not even one more time. This is it. We're going after them on this. This is not over. We'll take this wherever it needs to be taken to stop these people and get them to address what they've done and stand accountable for what they've done here. They're harming people. That's a crime in our society. Intentionally harming people is a crime. This has to stop.
I agree 100%, and it is unethical. There is no toxicity, there is no addiction, and there is no recorded deaths. So again, on the safety issue, I'm with you. There's no need for this, and the whole bringing the kids in, I think that's just part of being able to better control the market. Yeah,
what about the children? Well, that's what they used in the prohibition of alcohol era. It's not going to fly now. The prohibition is what's harming kids in so many significant ways. So the Vancouver Police Department came back to me with an answer to many of my accusations that I posted on their Facebook page. Please go to the Vancouver Police Department Facebook page and have your opinion heard. And they came back and said it's an ongoing investigation. There could be a public safety issue. There could be an issue with minors. This sort of thing. And so I wrote back to them and I said, in all of the cases where you have raided dispensaries in the past in Vancouver, never once has there been any justification by your department as to why you did that and where there was a public safety issue. The public safety issue is using our police to enforce these futile, failed, and actually criminal federal public policies because of the disrespect that they get in our communities. That's why the police cars were turned over and burned during the riots. That would never happen if they weren't enforcing drug laws. They'd be heroes in our community. That's what the police should be treated as. It's a real crime against them that the provincial and federal governments and our municipality that's allowing this to happen as well are putting them in that line where they get all of this disrespect for these actions that are happening here. So I put it out there that it's time to stop this. I want an answer from the Vancouver police, so they should be having press conferences right now, and we're going to go down there and talk to them if they won't come out and talk to us.
We're definitely going to be covering the fallout of this and anything that goes. We've covered the Vapor Lounge and everything that's going on. So, Neil, once again, as always, thanks for coming on the show and coming out and showing your support for, once again, another example of just unnecessary police use and unnecessary use of funds in an economy where we should be looking at how to stabilize the BC economy. So, thanks.
That's for sure. Thanks for being here and covering this and getting the message out. Appreciate it very much.
Okay. We'll see you in the next part. Cheers. Welcome back. So now we've heard from the owner of Budzilla. I mean, personally, for me as an activist, I don't know where we draw the line at enough is enough. this is, these are federal charges. This is something where lawyers have had to get involved now. This is something where it's escalating in the city of Vancouver. This is the third raid. The third place where they've come in, taken things, said you're under investigation, and in this case actually have all CDSA 3 different charges, in which we'll be rolling that up for you to see. But that to me is just, it's appalling. What I do like is the stance. The stance of reopening the next day, as we always have from day one in Vancouver. When they raid a club, we reopen. And we're open again the next day. They've got their Phoenix tiers out here. They're doing what they can to stand up and continue helping medical patients. Again, this is about ethics, and right now the licensed producers, and we know this by legal documents, that they simply are not in a position to help the medical patients, let alone the known 16,000 are here in British Columbia, and they're not in a position to help them. So to come and raid these clubs and to shut down the only place they can get safe medicine is making patients go to corner street drug dealers. And there was a case called R versus Hitzig where they said that wasn't allowed. And for those in mainstream media, I love the tricks of only showing the front of a cookie and not showing, you want to talk about kids and safety and stuff like that. It might help to show the back sticker as well. And we're going to, of course, show the close-up of that where it actually gives a warning about kids. So there's certainly no marketing to kids or any of that other stuff. This is the way media likes to hype stuff, twist stuff, spin stuff. Federal government did it against medical patients, said fire, mold, and gangsters exist. Now they want to go and they want to shut down. Why? In my own opinion, this is nothing more than top down. There's licensed producers that want the market and they believe that potentially these clubs are maybe infringing on that. I don't know. But there was an investigator that went around to all the clubs, and after her, we were concerned about raids, and sure enough, this is the third one. So I'm disheartened for the patients that rely on this facility. Regardless of what they want to say, it is incorporated nonprofit, is my understanding. So regardless of what the positioning is, the ethical position would be to stay open and allow the attorneys to do battle in court. And hopefully one of the clubs take this to the level where we can actually substantiate clubs in some sort of legal framework so they don't have to keep operating within the gray area of the law. You cannot shut down a culture that's evolved over 70 years of reefer madness. You cannot just shut it down, you cannot buy it, and we're not for sale. This is Jason Wilcox, and we're going to see you in the next series, and we believe this will be a series. So this is Jason Wilcox, and we'll see you in the next video. Cheers.